please join the Virtual Worlds Education Roundtable group here in Second Life. If you're on Facebook, you can join our group there, Virtual Worlds Education Roundtable. You can also find and post pictures to our Flickr and CoinUp groups, and follow us at Twitter at VWER. When you blog or tweet, please remember to use that hashtag, VWER. Now let's begin as we always do, and this is going to take a while. I know there are a lot of you on the sim. Don't be shy. Just go into text chat and introduce yourselves. When we are done with that, I'll toss out our first question. All right, keep them coming. I want to know who's here today. And if somebody can get a count of how many people are on the 4 sims and put it into text chat, that would be wonderful. Keep them coming. I'm seeing lots and lots of new folks that I've never met yet at the roundtable. This is great. I can really get excited when I see names that I've never encountered before. I want to disprove those technologists who say that this is yesterday's technology. I know there are new people coming in and using this stuff in epic ways. Hey, thanks for that, Graham. Let's see. Somebody better with math than me. 36 plus 37 plus 26 plus 40 plus 48. 150. $151. And if you're, since we're transcribing this anyway, if this is your first year in a virtual world, just put yes, one line, just put yes into the text chat. I'd love to know how many first-year virtual world educators we have here today. We won't spam you from VWER, but who knows, you might get an invitation to come to the roundtable. I'm always marketing. Anybody else? Put in your introduction. This is fantastic. AJ has a habit. AJ Brooks is our founder, and it's often been our moderator, and he always gives out a shout out to somebody. So I'm going to say, for your introductions, keep on going, but then I'll say going, going, and gone. So going once. Hey, there's somebody else in Virginia. Going twice. Anybody else got an introduction for me? I can't see your little typing fingers from here. Okay, going 3 times and sold to that gray avatar up there who won't res, but who's going to change the world. Let's get started. I'll toss out a first question. So let's go ahead and start with that first one. I will read my questions in voice as well. You're a bunch of cats to herd, but if you have today any URLs or slurls to share, put them right into text chat. That way I can make them live links meow yourself. That way I can make them live links when we run the transcript at VWER.org. Now I'm going to start Epic, since that's our theme. But this is an important question to ask you, and I know you've got good resources to share, so here we go. Imagine yourself making the case to an administrator, to a grant agency that might be skeptical about virtual worlds and games. This is your elevator speech moment. If you were to use one example of education in virtual worlds to make your case, what would it be? Put it into text chat. Yeah, loyalist is often quoted as one that's got some empirical data behind it. So in particular, if you know something that has some empirical data behind it, put that in too. And I'll put that notation into text chat as well. Yeah, keep on going. Give me some more examples. This is the sort of thing that when we publish it in the transcript really can be useful for educators who are making that case for the first grant, or to convince a dean or a technology committee to support this sort of work. I'm thinking higher ed, of course, that's the environment in which I'm in, but I know that my colleagues teaching in high school and middle school may have even harder cases for getting around a firewall or getting around policies about something that looks like a game. So if we can show best cases, we'll be able to convince our administrators. My next question is related. Now I want you to brainstorm with me about what are the biggest hurdles you think we face in making our case today for Virtual Worlds Education, and I'll type that into text chat as well. It's always hard to follow the stream of text chat when it's a lot of folks, but I really appreciate what I'm seeing. I'm going to do something that AJ always does, is to, and I left my bifocals at home, heaven help me, but I'm looking at the screen to see if I can sum up some of the difficulties that you're talking about. Because I'm seeing people say that the perception that it is a game, any sort of virtual world's a game, that we're being, as of course No Clue said, that the emphasis has become teaching to the test, that we're facing what in Virginia are called SOLs, Standards of Learning. I use another acronym for that. It really does leave students SOL. ROI is an issue. Issues about content that may be encountered, and internet safety. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything else, but I'll sum that up in text chat now as well. Bertie, if you want to type into text chat too, are you thinking just about Second Life? I mean, some of the technologies that No Clue is talking about, they don't have the sort of learning curve we all encounter here. Yeah, I think I need to, another major one I just saw is system requirements. And that's going to bring me to a question in a minute about mobile technology and virtual worlds. Okay, finances as well. Yeah, that's another big one. Of course, some of these, if you have the technology to run it, many of these spaces are free. But is it a question of financing on the support side rather than the use side? All right, my next question is going to be related to that. We've identified some of the problems that you may face when you have to make your case for using virtual worlds nowadays. Pick one way you've made your case, whether it's how to handle financing or support, how to handle the learning curve, how to handle the objectionable content, how to work with a county or state or national firewall policy. What are some arguments you've made that have been particularly effective? Put them into text chat, and I'll put my question into text chat. I'm going to have so much fun spell checking this, especially my own remarks. I'm the worst typist in the room. I'm about 3 inches from my screen because I did not bring my glasses, but I'm seeing some amazing advice here as it scrolls by quickly. And Agile Bill just made a wonderful point. If 2,200 people attend VWBPE, did we just save $3.3 million on travel? Now, of course, using these worlds for professional development and conferences are one thing. I'm thinking about our students. Can we show cost savings for our students, especially at the K through 12 level? My wife is a elementary school library media specialist, and although she felt that the learning curve for OpenSim or Second Life would simply make it impossible to get her colleagues to do this, she could see the advantage of some over-the-shoulder work with simulations for links to some of the content in the standards of learning, and she may be pursuing that, although she seems to think that Unity 3D is going to be a better environment for them to use. One question that my wife did say I should ask all of you, and I'm getting a lot of red lines on my mic. I'm going to mic down just a little bit more here before I ask you this question, so keep typing. That may be a little bit better. The question I'm going to ask you is about mobile technology. Now, in my wife's school system, they have long had a one laptop per child program.